So this raises a question. We've gone across 2 continents, 3 countries, and 2,500 years. Why are people continually talking about change? Well, one reason is that everyone wants change, but no one wants to change. At least I found that the case, with myself. There's another reason. It's hard. It takes energy, it takes work, and we're going to be talking more about that as time goes forward. But now what I'd like to ask you is, why is it hard? Well, you all know the process. But the first is you have to go outside your comfort zone. You used to report to someone you really liked, now you're reporting to someone new. There were forms you had to fill out, now there are other forms. There are different things that you may now have to work at a virtual team as opposed to having everyone local. You may have always been at the same physical location as your manager. Now you have a manager hundreds and hundreds of miles away. How do you get used to that? It's unfamiliar to you. Next is it brings risk. Why, well, am I going to like this new organization? How is it going to work for me? Will I be as happy as I was before? And it takes physical and mental energy. I'll give you an example of this. How many people brush their teeth with their right hand? When you go home, and by the way, vice versa, if you're left-handed, when you go home tonight, brush your teeth using the other hand. Is you have to think about it. It's not rote like many of the forms and the processes and the stuff that you've done. You really have to think about it. I'm a martial artist by background. I started taking karate when I was, in middle school, something to that effect, and got my black belts shortly after leaving college. Time went by. As I like to say, my mind started writing checks my body couldn't cash. This is a finance group. You're probably like that. But anyway, as I ended up with surgery on my right elbow, and I was joking with people, the most dangerous part about the surgery was having to shave my face with my left hand. But this is what change is. It takes energy. You have to think about these things. The next is it creates uncertainty. And you know what? People like certainty. From there, and the reason is because humans like control. It's built into our DNA of who we are. And lastly, productivity initially drops. Why? Because people have to learn new roles. They're talking about it at the water, at the water cooler kind of thing. Part of the mental energy that you've used to just perform the task now is being spent on trying to navigate the organizational differences. Now, as I'm speaking here in front of a government audience, you know what? Corporate is the same thing. It's everywhere. If anyone's moved their kids from one state to another state by changing the offices that you're in, that's change for them. It's the same set of stuff. But it is hard. But on the other hand, let's reverse this. And let's look at each one of the items shown here. By the way, is that a really cute dog picture or what? How many dog people in here? Me too. I just love that picture. I'd like to say I had the slide just so I could have the picture, but you'll see I have another dog slide later that I like even more. But anyway, let's reverse each one of the things that we talked about here. The first, going outside your comfort zone. Well, you know what? It helps you learn new skills. It helps grow you as a person and a professional and widen your experience. In fact, there's a book. It's by a gentleman named Smith called What Got You Here Won't Get You There. And what it's about is people who've learned business skills, technical skills. It could be accounting, it could be hands-on human resources, it could be contracting, it could be technology-related stuff. And the things that you've learned, you've gone to school for to move in to do this, those skills are great, but they may not provide all of the abilities that you need to then move up organizationally. So what is he really talking about? Going outside your comfort zone and learning new things. Brings risk. Remember, that was the second one from this list. Now you're just looking at the dog picture, right? Anyway, that was a yeah. Forget the slide, it shows the picture. But for bringing risk, all right, you know, it provides a conduit for reward. Is that a few times you're going to hear me saying here what this second point relates, as it says here, is it creates potential opportunity.